Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome to your December 2025 Astrology Horoscope. I do recommend listening to these videos to your rising sign first, as your rising sign is what sets up where the signs fall in the houses for you. So listening to that will give the most clear indication of where this transiting energy, what area of your life it will be manifesting and showing up for you. If you listen to your sun sign, that is more of an indication of how you may be feeling the energy like in your career. And listening to your moon sign will be more of an indicator of how you're feeling the energy emotionally or at home. I do recommend listening to all three because they are often very synergistic and do give you a better, bigger picture of what is going on for you. But if you only have time to listen to one, I would have it be your rising sign, as that will indicate the most accurate what area of life things are manifesting for you. I also highly recommend you listen to the December collective reading, which I will link right here. I will be going over most of the astrology in this forecast for you, but I will not be going over the Sabian symbols. So I went over in that video the Sabian symbol meanings for Neptune, Pluto, and Chiron, where they are going to be this month, as they are going to be remaining in the same degree all month long. And I like to look at the Sabian symbols when that happens because I feel like these planets are really trying to get us to learn the lessons, or really wanting us to work with the energy of that particular degree point. And when you read the Sabian symbols for these degrees, it is kind of mind-blowing and just like a confirmation that what we're all feeling collectively in the chaos that the world is in is right on time, and that we are meant to be working with this energy. And it kind of provides some okay, like this is what we're moving through, right? So that type of energy. So I highly recommend that you go and listen to those, if not for anything else, just because it's fascinating how accurate they describe what the world is feeling like right now. Now, a little bit about me. I'm Sarah at Life with Training Wheels, where I utilize a Western Tropical Zodiac Astrology, whole sign house system, and other tools to help guide you on your journey of self-discovery and self-empowerment. My goal is to help you realize that life really is a choose-your-own adventure. You have more control over your life and your thoughts than you think you do, and we really do make this world our reality. One of my favorite quotes is, "Wherever you go, there you are." So if you keep finding yourself in certain situations, good or bad, it may be a time to look into the mirror. If that sounds like something you want to stick around for, a vibe that you can vibe with, then I encourage you to stick around. If this is your first time finding me, thank you for joining me, and I hope you'll stay. If you are returning, thank you so much for returning. Either way, if you could go ahead and engage with this video in some way, like, subscribe, comment, anything like that, it will help my tiny channel grow, and I greatly appreciate it. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we dive into the astrology this month. I do currently have a Your First Astrology course going on right now. It is a 6-week course. I have released the first week video. I am working on editing the second week's video. But basically, I take you from zero, from not knowing how to pull up a birth chart, and walking you through that, and walking you through a couple astrology tools that I use that are free to use, and then explain the setup of a birth chart the chart layout, the house system. We'll get into the signs and the planets and understanding your big three, your rising sign, your sun sign, and your moon sign. And then finally learning how to take horoscopes like the ones I give here and like many other astrologers give, and how to take your natal chart and really see more layers of how the energy is interacting with your chart on a more personal level. So that course is going on now. It is delivered via email, and you can ask any questions after each week is delivered, each video is delivered, and I really want to make this course yours, so I would love to have you join me. The information for that is in the description box below. I also am starting up a Patreon membership that would be basically a getting to know yourself monthly membership, where I will teach an astrology topic, teach something about the natal chart and how to read it every month. So not only will it be a learning astrology, but then learning about yourself, because I will teach on a topic and then give a 20-minute personal astrology reading for each person in the course or in the Patreon membership each month, according to whatever topic we are discussing that month. So it's like a monthly learning astrology and learning yourself better through astrology membership. If you're interested in joining, the link will be in the description box below for that as well. And although this was a Black Friday deal, I am going to extend it through the month of December, where I will give $25 off of any service I offer on my website if you sign up for my newsletter. I have not really started sending out my new newsletters yet, but I do plan on sending out like weekly astrology, weekly horoscopes, as well as anything else going on any of my YouTube channels or anything else that I feel might be of value or interest to you. It would only be going out weekly at max, perhaps monthly to start. But if you would like to sign up for that, please do so in the description box below. I would love to have you join my newsletter. Now let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I have your chart up on the screen, so let's just go ahead and get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is how the grand water trine energy that we had all month long last month is continuing this month through the first half of the month. And instead of the parade of planets that was moving through Scorpio last month that was keeping this grand water trine active all month long, this month we just have Mercury going through Scorpio, keeping this active. But as a refresher, so this grand water trine is happening for you in your 10th house, your 2nd house, and your 6th house. So these are the work houses. So you'll be feeling, especially through the first half of December, a lot of energy in your work sector of life, right? So to kind of reiterate what these houses mean, 10th house is the house of career and public reputation, right? And so Mercury is here and Scorpio is here. So you like your career to kind of go deep, right? Like no surface level. Your career is likely something where you need to dig for the truth or very just focused on it. And Mercury here doesn't want superficial conversations, right? Mercury here wants deep conversations in your career. That's what you're going to be looking for this month. That's the energy you're going to be working with this month, as well as Mercury just brings clarity to our thought processes. So your thought process around what you need to do with work could be something that you're really feeling the first half of the month. And it's always good to feel clarity in your work, right? Then the second house is your money and your finances, potentially how you earn money, and your overall value system. And so we're going to continue to work with the energy that you've been working with here for a while, which is like deconstructing any walls that you've put up around money, any subconscious patterning or limiting beliefs that you've had around it, really deconstructing what doesn't serve you in your second house that you've had patterns of in the past, and building up new healthy boundaries, new routines, new ways to think about your money and your values. And then sixth house is your daily habits, routines, your work environment, like how you go about taking care of yourself, how you go about kind of your work-life balance a little bit, just because it is like your entire day routine, right? Your morning routine, your evening routine, what you do during the day, how you go to work, how you are at work, those types of things is what we're going to be working with. And Jupiter here is providing a lot of opportunities for abundance and growth. So you could be very busy right now, but it is providing opportunities for you to potentially be more spiritually aligned in your work, more spiritually aligned, more clear on your money situation. You know, perhaps this has been a time period where you've needed to develop a budget and things like that. And so you're getting a chance to really continue to work with all of this energy and have some clarity through the first half of the month. The other thing, Jupiter with this water trine is going to be in a pretty exact trine to Saturn all month long. So this is the energy that we're really going to be working with this grand water trine. This is the most potent of the energy of the grand water trine. And, you know, earlier in the year, Saturn and Jupiter were at a square, which is when they kind of aren't getting along. Jupiter wants to move forward. Saturn is like, no, you know, now's not the time. We need to focus on here instead of focusing on here. Well, now these two are aligned and they are working together. And so now Saturn is supporting the expansion that Jupiter wants to do in the sixth house of daily health, habits, and routines. And Saturn is like, yes, we need to make sure that our daily habits and routines align with our value system. We need to make sure that our finances and what we're doing there align with our daily habits and routines, and how we're working, how we're taking care of our body. Are we maintaining balance in those things? And Jupiter is also providing opportunities for us to see, or opportunities potentially for new money opportunities. You know, maybe there's something in our day-to-day routine that we could structure differently, or something that would have an impact on the money that we earn, something along those lines. And just making sure that our habits and routines are aligned with our value system and aligned with our money system, and things like that. So maybe working your daily budget into your daily routine, and keeping a better eye on your money. Maybe that's something that is coming up for you right now. And with Jupiter being retrograde, there could be opportunities here in your daily habits and routines that you passed up before that are returning for you to relook at. You know, what has your daily, or just to review, like review when in your life you have felt like you had a good routine. Why did you fall out of it? What worked? What didn't? And see if, you know, maybe you want to establish some of those habits again. So just kind of opportunities to really work with your daily habits and routines and what type of effect that has on your personal finances and your value system. The other energy that Jupiter is engaged in all month long and continuing from last month is the square to Chiron in Aries. And Chiron is the wounded healer. In Aries, it is our I am wound. So where you may have felt like you needed to keep yourself small for the sake of others, for you, Aquarius, it is in your third house, which is your house of communication, right? So maybe you felt like you haven't been heard or seen. Maybe that is your wound, and you feel like you've had to stay small, or like your voice didn't matter, or things like that. So you're being given an opportunity all month long to really work on that wound. And the opportunities might be coming from your daily routines. Like, how can you work into your daily routine being heard, and learning how to bring your full self to your conversations, to your community, local community, to your relationships with your siblings and extended others, extended family, to just the day-to-day communication that you have, to social media. Perhaps because third house in today's day and age can represent social media. So how are you engaging with social media? Perhaps there's an opportunity here coming from your daily habits and routines to work on healing this wound of being seen, right? And claiming your voice and feeling the importance of your voice and being your true authentic self. Maybe there's some healing here that can happen. And with a square, it may not feel cozy, right? But because it's a square with Jupiter, it's not going to feel that bad. It's not like a square with Mars where you're really being tested and it's really uncomfortable. This is more of here's an opportunity. It's going to stretch you to work with it, but do it anyway. It's that type of energy all month long, which is really beautiful because it's giving us an opportunity to really heal this wound and be willing to be seen before this Saturn and Neptune move into Aries next year, where they're going to stay. They're going to stop flip-flopping back and forth over between Aries and Pisces next year. They're not going to do that. They're going to move into Aries in January and February, and that's where they're going to stay. Saturn for 2.5 years, Neptune for about 7. It's just beautiful that we're being given the opportunity to do a lot of healing, to be healed before this energy moves forward, because the 0 point of Aries is where you are going to be making your new mark in the world, right? The 0 point energy is where collectively the world is going to be shifting, right, into this Aries energy with this Neptune and Saturn move there. But for you personally, this energy, this new you, the new you that you're bringing to the new world is going to have its building blocks in your third house of communication. So to heal the wound of how to be seen in your communication before we're diving head deep into it is really beautiful, and just one of the many examples of why astrology shows that God is always working for us, not against us. He's preparing us, right? The other thing kind of on that topic is I want to talk about this Neptune energy as well. So this Neptune is in a pretty exact sextile to Uranus the first half of the month as well. It will remain in the sextile all month long, but the energy is pretty exact the first half of the month. So if we can take stock and understand what this energy is asking of us while it's most potent, I think we are wise to to consciously work with this energy. And this energy is important. It is part of the larger, as I call it, divine mini grand trine happening between all the outer planets. And that is why I call it a divine mini grand trine, is because it is all the outer planets. And when I look at this energy, this mini grand trine is going to be with us all the way through 2029. That is just mind-blowing to me. And the only time when it's not going to be active is there's like a 2-month period at the end of, in the fall of 2027 and 2028, and then 2029, when one leg of this is not within its orb of influence. But other than that, through 2029, this mini grand trine is going to be active, which to me indicates that even though we're going through this very chaotic period and things feel really weird right now, and we feel really disillusioned and things like that, like, we are being supported in it, and God, the universe, has our back, and it's gonna have our back and gonna be really supporting us through this process of change through 2029. But the energy that's most potent with it right now is this sextile. And so when I did a little bit of research on this sextile, it's fascinating, because from the period of 500 BC to 2500 AD, these two planets have only been in this sextile in these two signs 18 times before. And then when I look to see how often they've come together when they're both retrograde, it's twice. Once in 598 and once in 1853. So it's not a common thing, right? And so what does this mean? What does this energy mean overall? Well, every time that these have come together in these two signs, it has marked when collective consciousness is rewriting itself. The world pivots towards new mystical or technological directions, spiritual revolutions arise, financial systems reshape, and technological leaps occur, which we are seeing all of that happening right now. And then in particular, when they're both retrograde to retrograde, it marks a time of more internal rewiring first before outward expression. So right now, in this now moment, when these two planets are still retrograde, which will only be up until December 10th, when Neptune will turn direct, it's the internal rewiring. It's beautiful because we're being given an opportunity to, and why I wanted to point it out was so that we individually could work on and bring to our conscious awareness what we're being asked, the opportunities we're being given to restructure things in our own life, and how we can best work with this energy on a conscious level, because sextiles are supportive energy, but you have to consciously engage with them to make the most of them. Trines just kind of give you things. Sextiles, you have to be aware of them and then take action in order to get the most out of them. And for you personally, this energy is working with your 4th house of home and family and 2nd house of money. So roots and values are restructuring at the deepest level. So this might manifest as sudden changes in your home or family, dissolving self-worth wounds, which we're working with this Chiron and Aries as well, redefining what resources mean to you, and spiritual grounding. And so the best way for you to work with it is to strengthen your roots through inner healing, shift relationships with money and safety, and connect to ancestral healing. So that is very big, no easy tasks, but it's good to consciously work with that, especially as this energy is still in the second house, right? Before all this energy moves into Aries, let's really work on finishing redefining what resources mean to you. Things like that. I know that, I'm an Aquarius rising, so I've been working with this energy around money and resources and what it means to me, and tearing down, old belief patterns I have around money and my own value. And it's hard work. I've really struggled with it. And I need to, focus here before the end of the month, before these planets move on. And so this is a good reminder for me of why I'm doing that, and that I am being that I'm not just feeling it, I am being called to work with that. And I'm supported in it. So that is all pretty amazing and pretty fascinating. Last month, with all this water energy, everybody collectively, we kind of all felt heavy with it, right? We felt like there was all this stuff going on underneath the surface. We couldn't get anywhere with it, really. But then at the end of November, Saturn turned direct, Mercury turned direct, and now December 10th, we have Neptune turning direct. So with those direct planets, the direct motion, we should start to feel like we can get ahead, start getting ahead with things, start working, start making the changes that we've been feeling internally, start working on them. The other reason why we are feeling like we can finally start getting ahead is because a lot of the energy has moved into Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. Fire signs want to move. They want to do, they want to go. And so this Sagittarius energy is in your 11th house of friendships, of groups that you belong to, it can also be financial, the financial rewards from putting in the hard work that you've been putting in, seeing the benefits of that. It is also just how you show up collectively. This, if you have an online business, this can be an online business. Like, you're going to be feeling the energy and feeling this house, this area of your life lit up. So maybe more social this month, or things like that. Busier online, if that is your thing, or busier with the groups, busier engaging with the overall collective, basically, this month. But the beautiful thing as well is, as these planets move through, before they leave, they are all going to be making a square to this Saturn and Pisces energy, helping us work with it, helping us move forward and clearing out the last things that need to be cleared out, right? And they're going to be doing it in a kind of tensious way, right? But the tension is what causes us to act, and it's where the growth really happens. So it's not always a bad thing. So when Mars is our willpower, our motivation, it's what we're willing to fight for, right? So there may be an opportunity here with this square to stand up for your friends, or to stand up for or tension felt between your friend groups, or the groups that you participate in, or how you're showing up in society, some sort of tension between that and your finances. So there might be an opportunity to make a decision, make a move there, or to work through the negative emotions that might come up. And then the sun is kind of, represents our ego. So our ego might get a little bit bruised between like our friendship groups, or how we're showing up in the world, and our money or our value system. There might be something that's incongruent there, or that just feels like a hit to our ego, and so, or shines a light on something, and so then we have to figure out what to do with that. And then Venus comes here. Venus, a square is with Venus is kind of like a square with Jupiter. It's a benefic planet, right? So it's, although there might be tension there, it's usually not felt as harshly. So Venus might be providing like a financial opportunity, or just a partnership opportunity or something like that, or might just be bringing some more love and compassion to your values and how you value yourself and your money as well. Maybe a financial opportunity. And then when Mercury finally comes to make this square, it is going to bring clarity, right? So if we miss things here, it's going to bring the clarity. It's going to bring the hard conversations that maybe we need to have with our friends, or that our friends are having with us regarding our money or our values or things like that. Or it could just be, Mercury is the organizer. It's our thought processes. Maybe this is bringing to our attention, like, okay, in order to really change how you see and get rid of these self-limiting beliefs you have around money and your value, you need to do these things, right? It might put the plan into action, or to develop the plan so you can know how to move forward in the future. So that is really exciting that these planets also, and just shows how wonderful God works through things, giving an opportunity to really work through these things, work with these planets all month long, and take forward action on them before, again, they move into Aries next year. The only other things to talk about are that we had a full moon in Gemini in your 5th house on December 4th. I will link a video right here that you can go and watch to see what that was all about, and you can comment to tell me how it showed up for you and if my forecast was right or not. That would be super cool. And then December 19th, we will be having a new moon in Sagittarius, bringing new opportunities for you here in this area of your life. So that is pretty much it for your December 2025 astrology horoscope. Comment below with how you're feeling this energy, if you are feeling it, if you're nervous about it, if you're excited about the forward momentum, what you're looking forward to this year ending, what you're looking forward to next year beginning. Any way that you can engage with this video as well, I would greatly appreciate it, because it does help my tiny channel grow, and anything I do greatly appreciate. And I look forward to seeing you back here for the December new moon video, as well as for next month's video forecast. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful December.